5 key elements that help when setting up a baby routine. One of the most important pieces of advice you'll be given as a new parent is to make sure you get your baby into a routine as soon as possible. Setting a routine lets your baby know exactly what is expected of them and prevents a wide number of problems that can be really difficult to solve later on. However, while you may know why it's important to set a routine, the difficult part is often knowing how to set one up. If you're struggling, in this video, you'll discover 5 key elements that can really help when setting up a baby routine. 1, and this one may seem obvious, get to know your baby. The one thing that you'll need to realize before you even attempt to set a routine is that each baby is different. So, when you're looking for advice on what times you should set for feeding, napping, and sleeping, the information you're presented with may not work for your baby, and that's okay. Therefore, in order to set a realistic, effective routine, you're going to need to pay attention to your little one's individual needs. For example, some babies are perfectly happy getting 14 hours of sleep a day, whereas others need around 17 hours. Some babies also have a faster metabolism, so they won't gain weight as well as others, and may need additional feeds. Learning everything there is to know about the habits of your little one will really aid you when it comes to setting a routine. 2. Help your baby distinguish night from day. Issues with sleep are one of the most common, frustrating, and difficult problems to solve. When your little one first enters the world, they have no idea there's a nighttime and a daytime. They don't yet know that sleep is something they should do more of during the night, so they end up sleeping whenever they feel like it. Lucky them. This can lead to big problems settling them down to sleep later at night. So, how can you help your baby to know when it's night and when it's day? It's actually pretty simple. Once nighttime arrives, change your baby into their bedtime clothing. Also be sure to keep the house bright, active, and noisy during the day, and then quieten things down at night while also dimming the lights. These simple tasks will make a huge difference, and your little one will soon start to recognize the patterns. 3. Alter the routine as your baby grows. It's really important to realize that the routine you create will need to be altered as your little one grows. As a general rule, babies aren't going to be able to stick to an overly consistent routine until they're around 4 months old. One of the key things to remember is as they age, they're going to require fewer naps during the day. So, your routine will need to be adjusted to fit in more playtime and less sleep. Then there's a change in feeding around 6 months of age when your little one starts eating solids. So, when creating a routine, you need to ensure it's going to be easy to adjust as time goes on. 4. Consider a combined schedule. There are a couple of different routines you can create. Firstly, you have the parent-based routine. This is something you basically set according to your own rules. Nap times, bedtimes, and bath time, for example, are all done at the same time, regardless of how your baby feels about it. And secondly, there's the baby-based routine. This is a routine that fits around your baby, so you follow their cues as to when they're hungry, tired, and so on. Many parents find the best results by working in a combination of the two, but of course this is entirely your choice. A combined schedule allows you to be a little more flexible than a parent-led routine, but it largely remains unaltered on a day-to-day basis. And finally, number 5, and this is perhaps the most important, be consistent. Whichever type of routine you choose to follow, the key is to be consistent. There are times, such as during milestones like teething, where the routine will obviously need to be adjusted slightly. There's also going to be days where the routine just doesn't go to plan at all. There's no foolproof way to create and stick to a routine 100%. However, as long as you largely follow the routine as much as you can every single day, it will really help. If you allow your baby to nap for an extra half hour one day, then an hour the next, for example, they aren't going to know what's expected, so expecting them to sleep on time the next day probably isn't going to happen. Overall, creating a routine isn't as easy as you might think. A lot of factors need to be considered. It needs to be something you're going to be able to follow every day. So, create a routine that works for you as well as for your baby. Do you have any additional tips or advice for parents trying to create a routine? Do us all a favor and leave your comment below. And that's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you'd click the like button to let us know, as well as hopping on over to our website and signing up to our email newsletter by clicking the link in the description. By signing up, you not only stay in the know about everything going on in the parenting world, but you also get exclusive goodies that are only given to our email subscribers. Additionally, the next time you're looking to buy baby, toddler, or any sort of parenting products, I encourage you to take a look at what we have available. Let me tell you, we're not just out to make a profit, and pride ourselves on our high quality products and excellent service. All clinical products are laboratory tested to ensure they are 100% safe for you and your children, which unfortunately isn't something every company can say. Finally, if your question wasn't answered in this video, or there's anything you'd like to say, please let us know by leaving a comment below. I promise that we'll get back to you as soon as we can. You're also welcome to join the parenting community on our website, where you can talk with hundreds of other parents in a matter of minutes. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and here's to making a positive difference in the lives of our children and the world as a whole.